I've got a new property in Leadville, Colorado. My name's Miles McLaughlin. Going to roll out this listing with you today. I'm going to break down the property and cover some common questions. Like I said, in this video, I'll cover things like utilities, how you can go access a property on your own, and just talk a little bit more about the area just south of Vail and Breckenridge, Colorado, here in Leadville. Really a beautiful part of the country, an affordable piece of real estate out in this neck of the woods. Utilities aren't going to be an issue out here. There's community water, there's power, and you can install a septic system. I'll break some of that down a little bit later in the video, but just want to get started here with a quick disclaimer. This isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. This is me sharing my thoughts and opinions on the property through my own due diligence, right? Again, I'll show you the property here on satellite imagery in a minute. Wanted to run through some of those photos with you. Let's get a bird's eye look at where this property is located on a map. Here's Denver, Colorado. We've got Breckenridge. We've got Avon and Vail up here on I-70. If you head south, this will be a beautiful drive down here on Highway 24, or alternatively, you can head down on Highway 91 here. You're going to end up in the Leadville area, right? We're down here at Twin Lakes in Colorado. So just to the west over here is Aspen. So Aspen's really close to this property too. We know it's a world-class area. There's a reason why people flood to Vail and Aspen and why prices are so high. This Twin Lakes area is a little bit under the radar and kind of a hidden gem out here in Colorado. There's a lot of campgrounds around the lakes. You get to own your own private ownership. And I'll pull it up here on satellite imagery to give you a better look too. And there's some photos we can look at Twin Lakes as well. So this is what Twin Lakes looks like. This is in your backyard, right? If you want a vacation cabin, maybe an Airbnb, some sort of small tiny home, something like that. This would be a really cool landing spot for hiking, off-roading, trail running, fishing and skiing and all that good stuff. So Google Earth has a lot of imagery. Let's zoom into the property first, and I'll show you some of that Google Earth imagery to give you a better idea of what this part of the country looks like. And we'll get down and look at street views as well. You can really do a lot of research for property these days from the comfort of your home and your computer without even ever going to it. We're looking at the property here. This is a mostly flat property. You're not going to run into too many issues with slope on this property. You can see other people have developed homes in the general vicinity. We can see that here. So these people are building homes out here. I'm not sure if they're full-time residents or living there part-time. But again, you can see there's plenty of development on all these similar type of properties. So we know that's going well, right? There's power lines right outside the property. There's a water connection fee, but you can tap into water. When you're ready to develop, it's very common for vacant land to have a water connection fee. That's all part of the development and building process when it comes to land development. In terms of septic systems, that's going to be how you manage your sewer out here. There's no sewer lines or city municipal sewer. So you're going to put a septic system in. All these other homes have been able to put septic systems in. I did call a septic company to get a perk test done, and he said, don't waste your money on it. All these properties perk out here. There's going to be no issue putting septic systems in. So you can always get a perk test done if you want before purchasing a property. Otherwise, maybe call a local septic company and just pick their brains if that helps you get more comfortable with it. That's what we did, and we chose not to move forward with a formal perk test just based on the positive feedback we got from the septic designer. So that sounded like it's going to check out there. Again, I can show you some more imagery of the area. We've got this lake right here. Like I said, the location's a major selling point to this property. Aspen trees all over. I mean, you're outside of Aspen, you're outside of Vail, Breckenridge. This is really a world-class part of the country. This is what it looks like in the fall. So if you're looking for a spot, there might be some Google Street Views we can get on really close to the property too here. So if you want to take a peek at what the neighborhood looks like, here's a street heading into ours. So our property is going to be right down this street, just right down the road right here. Like I said, a mostly flat area. And those are some street views over on Court Street. And like I said, our property is going to be right here. So, that sums a property up pretty well in a nutshell. I can keep looking. This is Angel's Retreat. Maybe some of these properties are on Airbnb. You could get on Airbnb and look at the area just south of Leadville. It might be a good spot for Airbnbs. There's like the Leadville 100 out here, I believe. It's a long ultra running race. And like I said, this is an amazing landing point for world-class recreation at your fingertips, right? Within an hour drive, you're accessing world-class hiking, hunting, fishing, skiing, mountain biking, all that good stuff, right? And this is what the fall is going to look like out here. It's a special property. So if you're looking for a long-term land investment, this is some pretty affordable real estate out here. In terms of Colorado in general, right? If you get online, there's some really expensive real estate out here. So this gets your foot in the door on a long-term investment. If you want a place to build, this checks out too, right? In terms of recreation and camping, I don't know how it's enforced. I don't know if it is enforced, but I don't think they probably want you living out of a camper on the property. I'm assuming maybe some weekend camping is going to be okay, but they might enforce that too. So check out the zoning here. It's RC recreational district. You can read more about it on the county zoning info here. Typically they want to prohibit, camping on these properties. They're looking for people to develop, but things like tiny homes, yurts, things like that, people are doing a lot of that stuff nowadays too. So you can read more about the general provisions, the use regulations around this zoning, RC zoning. Here's a pretty good category. You've got RC right here. And, there should be a table. This is allowed uses. A, conditional uses is C, prohibited uses is a blank cell. So, in the RC district, if we go down, 2-family home or a duplex is allowed, it sounds like. Manufactured housing is allowed. Double wides are allowed. Single family dwellings allowed. Accessory units allowed. Camping is allowed. So camping is allowed on private property. So that's allowed under that zoning that they've got there. And you can go down the list here. There's a lot more that you can look through with this property out here in Leadville. The last thing I want to show you, for those looking to view the property, you're welcome to go visit on your own. Just simply use the GPS coordinates. It should be really easy to get to. My favorite app is Onyx Maps. I have it pulled up here. Like I said, all around you is going to be national forest, BLM land, opportunities to fish, hike, hunt, ski, things like that. And if I zoom in on Onyx Maps here, you can see I have the upgraded elite version. So it shows property lines, but you can see the property lines right here off Hemlock Drive. The other thing, if you don't know how to use Onyx Maps and just use the coordinates to get to the property, use natural features and landscape. So you've got somebody who's built a house. So this corner of the property, and it might even be surveyed when you're out there, but this corner is adjacent to this guy's house. And this corner is adjacent, if I zoom into some sort of 2-track that's people have been driving through these two properties for whatever reason. And so right on the corner here is that 2-track, right? Because on each side you is undeveloped property. This actually might be a home, it looks like, down here on this corner. So you're using these natural features in the landscape to identify where this property is going to be at. The corners could be marked when you're out there. I personally haven't been to this land investment. We got some photos from the previous owner and their realtor. So like I said, give us a call. We do offer more of a self-service model. Happy to chat about this land investment with you. You can give us a call here at 605-299-5553. We've got a handful of other listings on the homepage, whether you're interested in Colorado or elsewhere in the country. Take a peek at the website. Our goal is to offer what we consider unique and epic land investments. These legacy land investments, areas where they're not making any more land, and there's world-class recreation, things like that. So just holler if you have questions. Hopefully you found this video informative, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks.